African people who are suffering under the yoke, dictatorship, and stolen elections and the brutality from their own governments. So you find that people then get into a predicament, as just Reverend Mutata has said, on whether they should allow and accept help from externally. It's almost like a father who brutalizes his children daily, tortures them, abuses them, and then a neighbor wants to come in to help and intervene. But the neighbor can also be thinking of probably taking away the mother for their own second or third wife, or taking some resources that are within the family for their own benefit. So the children get stuck then on whether they should keep an abusive father and continue suffering, or whether they would say, okay, let's trade the little that we have for peace, for some semblance of humanity and dignity. Or let me just take an advantage for the moment and use this strong neighbor. Maybe he actually has got better intentions for me than my father. So you are pushed into that predicament, into those thoughts as a child or as a suffering people of Africa. If you notice, wherever I heard someone say, have you seen wherever America or these countries where they intervene, there is never any peace? It's true, yes. But the other thing to consider is, have you seen wherever these countries that intervene, uh, where they have intervened in a nation where there is peace initially, where there is a country where there are human rights, where there is a fair electoral process, where there is no corruption, where there is no plunder and destruction of own country, where there is no abduction, a murder, a persecution of own citizens. It's never like that. So it's our leaders and our system that is given an excuse to neighbors and external powers to have to come in. They are finding an excuse from our own weakness and our own misgovernance. So the only way to correct America, Britain, and Europe, and all other countries that are intervening is to correct ourselves first. So I notice a lot of people are jumping to have to talk about the intentions of America, intentions of Britain, intentions of Europe, without looking at the actual reason why those people are intervening. What is attracting them to our nations? What is bringing them? What is the magnet? The magnet is ourselves, our leadership, our people that we have. So, what we should be focusing on is to sort out our house, guys. Not to say you can't tell a child who is being abused by a father to say, you bear with the abusive father as long as forever, but don't let a neighbor to come and rescue. I think that is a selfish advice, and I think that is probably even an impractical advice. You can't allow someone who is being abducted, butchered by a government of its own, to say, don't accept help. It doesn't make sense, because a person who is in trouble and suffering will always need help somewhere, even from a stranger. So, what we need to correct is our systems. We need to have elections that produces a change. That we need to have elections that are accepted by citizens within a country. We need to have electoral or political activity that is accepted amongst us as a nation. What we fought for in Zimbabwe, what people shed blood for, is not what is obtaining today. We fought for one man, one vote. Is it obtaining? No, because Zek then cooks up other votes. So there's no one man, one vote. The freedom of association and the organization, are we allowed that? No. ED and company and ZANU will start sending CIO, police, military, captured institution that should be protecting people are then sent to us to stop us from organizing and grouping and making a choice of what our future should be like. So we end up without power to determine the destiny of our country. People are frozen with fear in Zimbabwe. I've just arrived today from Zimbabwe. I mean, all this this talking that I'm doing now, I wouldn't say it in any corner in Zimbabwe. So when someone comes to me and lures me and say, okay, we can change things, then people become vulnerable. They become prone. They end up accepting assistance from people with hidden agendas, and in the end, we are plunged into even a worse case scenario. So all I'm saying is, it's us to blame. It's our nations to blame. It's our leadership to blame. It's not about America or Britain, because if we were organized and doing a proper thing, no one was going to come and intervene or even think of intervening. It's us who are attracting these people. And and someone was talking about the interventions having been done for 50 years or more. Some African countries have been independent for nearly 50 years, others more. But the suffering of the masses have become even worse than what the colonial or imperialists were. It's even worse right now,
Right.
even in Zimbabwe. Thank you.